President Donald Trump welcomes British Prime Minister Keir Starmer to the White House. The focus, Ukraine and how to bring peace after 3 years of brutal conflict. Today's meeting also comes just one day before Trump hosts Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. White House correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen.
Tracy, good evening to you. Tonight, President Trump wants a deal to end the war in Ukraine. Of course, what that looks like remains uncertain. I was able to ask him about it earlier today.
Outside the West Wing, President Donald Trump greets British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. I asked the president this.
President Trump, can you get a peace deal done in Ukraine?
Yes, we can.
How confident are you, sir?
We can. We will. Thank you.
Then inside the Oval Office, the two sit down for bilateral discussions.
We've had very good talks with Russia, and we've had very good talks, as you know, with Ukraine.
Thank you for changing the conversation to bring about the possibility that now we can have a peace deal.
Their meeting comes as the war in Ukraine continues into its 4th year. Here, security video capturing a recent direct hit on an apartment building in Ukraine. If a truce can be reached, Starmer and French President Macron have agreed to send troops for a potential peacekeeping mission to ensure that fighting between Ukraine and Russia doesn't flare up again. Whether Russian President Vladimir Putin, holding talks today with a North Korean delegation in Moscow, agrees to any peace deal is unknown. But Starmer is trying to convince President Trump that a lasting peace in Ukraine will endure only if Kyiv and European leaders are at the table. The White House pushing back on the notion that Trump is ignoring Europe. But just the other day, Russia's foreign minister saying Russia cannot consider any options of deploying peacekeepers to Ukraine or any agreement to pump Ukraine with weapons again. Later, after their initial meeting, both Trump and Starmer took more questions from reporters in the East Room.
Our approach is basically common sense. As I said, so many of the things that we do are based on common sense. If you want peace, you have to talk, both sides.
We agree history must be on the side of the peacemaker, not the invader. So the stakes, they couldn't be higher.
Tomorrow, President Trump welcomes Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky here. They'll sign a critical minerals agreement to help pay for U.S. military support for the war. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.